Alright, welcome back to another video. If you haven't seen the video previous to this one, I'll link it up in the cards now. That will show you the equipment that I've used to record the data that I've got here. Alright, so I've gone ahead and downloaded all the data from ThingSpeak, where I've currently been storing it. Straight off the bat, you can see some interesting events back towards where I've ended it. Now, I'll get to that in a second. You've got some bits that are flat, and then most of it is quite choppy. Alright, with the voltage, you can see these hoops here, which is quite interesting. So these days here were quite hot. So these were like, low 30s, not hot, but warm for us. And it was very sunny. I know the area I am in, I do have a lot of neighbours with solar, so that may account for that. And towards the end of the week, which is what this bit here is, it's been a bit cooler, so a bit more overclouded, some little bit of rain towards the end, so that may be the reason behind it being flat. Alright, so now let's look at the data more closely here, where the frequency was quite flat, and let's have a look what the voltage was, because that's pretty interesting. So it was this day. So you can see on the day where it was quite flat, not much going up and down, so it was like it held the same frequency for a long period of time. You can see the voltage itself was quite steady, and then once it starts to get choppy again, you start to see bigger movements in it. So that's quite interesting. Now we'll jump forward to the events to keep the video short. So you've got frequency down here, voltage up here. Now there's not much really to talk about in the voltage, but the frequency. Now if I look at this event right here, I've been able to look at this market notice that AEMO has put out. Now AEMO, for those that don't know, in Australia manage the power system security, the energy market, so they ensure there's enough energy or power in the system for everyone in Australia's needs. At 10:57 network time, so standard Eastern Standard Time, we've got two generator units have tripped off. Now 10:57 is my time is 11:57, so you can see I picked that one up. Now this one here, I haven't got any information. I have emailed AEMO looking for a comment of some sort of what it may have been, but at this point in time I'm just waiting. To give you an idea of how big the network is, I'll show you a map. So that's where the power station was that had the trip, or the units that tripped, and this is where I am down here in this blue dot. So it's a fair way from us. Now those that don't know, our network for the eastern side's transmission system that's controlled by AEMO here is South Australia, Queensland, and it runs all the way down, picks up Tasmania and comes through. Now it's all interconnected. The only different part of the state that has a different sort of frequency system is Tasmania, because that has a DC link joining our two states. So being DC doesn't have a frequency, it has its independent frequency down here. Western Australia is also governed by AEMO now, but it's not connected. There's no electrical connection between these two states. And Darwin up here is on its own, and Alice Springs has its own generator system too. Alright, if you found this at all interesting, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and next week I'll have something different.